You know, it's a little bit too late to be doing the first impression, but either way, Granblue is finally upon us, and I am very happy that this series came out sooner than later. But somebody, please let me know what's going on with this. Did we get 2 episodes of this because they just did it as a preview? Are we still getting the green light for this to be part of the winter season, or is it still going to come on in spring? Because that's when I was expecting to see this series, but it looks like they show episode 1 and 2 today on Crunchyroll. And the greatness is here. I was really looking forward to this series because as big as an RPG fan as I am, strangely, I'm not covering Chain Chronicle or Tales of Zestiria. So I was really waiting on Granblue so I can do at least that one out of the 3. And this, if you're not familiar with it, Granblue is an RPG game, but it's in Japan. So I've never played the game or anything. I don't know anything about the series overall. So that gives me a fresh set of eyes that I can come in and look at this series. Also, it's done by Side Games, the same people who have done Rage of Bahamut. So it's from that same, mobile game creator. And I think it's being distributed by Aniplex, so that kills any hype of me ever owning it if I actually like this series, because they charge a fucking arm and a leg for anything. They charge like $500 for 2 episodes, so hopefully Granblue remains to stay good and stay on Crunchyroll, because you're not going to be able to own it unless you have like just a wealth of money somewhere under your carpet. But anyway, Granblue Fantasy episode 1, first impressions. Very impressed. I must say I'm very impressed by this series. Let's get the elephant out of the room. It's not going to be anything that you haven't seen before, but I must say that the execution for it is done very well. I mean, we have our main character, Gran. He is, by all intents and purposes, your typical RPG main character. He is a kid that so far seems to have big dreams and even bigger heart, as he's going to put his neck out on the line to do the right thing. So that's what you're going to be dealing with. If that's not what you're with, if you felt like you've seen this before, I don't think you're going to see anything different with this series. But for someone like me, again, I'm not familiar with the Granblue game or anything like that. I'll be watching with a fresh set of eyes. So it'll be a fun journey for me to see it beginning to end, because I don't know what's coming. Now, Granblue is being done by A1 Pictures, so a lot of people are hit and miss with these guys. Me personally, I don't have a problem with them. I think they did a good adaptation of Nanatsu no Taizai. So I know they got some bad ones too. That's who we got doing the animation for this series, or at least that's the studio that's behind it. I'm not sure if they're doing the animation, but while I'm talking about the animation, it's not the best. I'll be completely honest about that. The animation isn't the best, but for this type of series, strangely, it does feel like is what it is. It feels like what it needs to be. It has kind of a cell shaded / video game type of feel to it, so it definitely does stand out. I mean, if you're looking at it as a straight critique of the animation, it's times where it can be very poor. It can look really bad, but since this is an RPG, it's based off of a game, I don't know, just to me personally, it just felt like this is the type of animation that would fit for Granblue. And also, we got that bump of chicken greatness on the opening. I mean, they are back, fresh off of March Comes In Like a Lion, the first part of that, or the first half of that opening, and the music with Bump and Chicken is exactly what you would expect it to be. It has that same type of feel. In fact, in times, it probably seems just like the opening for March Comes In Like a Lion, if you haven't heard that already. I like the song, I really do. It may be just a little bit too chill for a fantasy type of series, or an RPG fantasy type of series, but the ending theme, now I didn't catch who did the ending theme or the name of it, or even for the opening or anything, but I can tell you that ending theme is phenomenal. It fits this series so well. It just has that type of feel that you're just getting ready to embark on a new journey and head on to the next destination. You don't know what's to come. I mean, if you guys can't tell already, I am very impressed by Granblue. So now that initial part of it is off, let's go ahead and get down to the episode. So Granblue is about a boy named Gran and his little dragon familiar type thing by the name of Vin, whose life changes dramatically, or at least is going to, when a girl falls from the sky, and him being the good gotta help people out person that he is, he goes to find out what it is and finds this girl in the middle of the forest who kind of has a fuzzy memory about what happened to her, but we see at the top of the episode that her and a knight by the name of Catalina, who is going to be my best girl. I mean, she goes in. She is just freaking awesome with the sword and with the magic that she did in the fighting and the going inage that she did in this episode. They escaped captivity from a commander who had like this jewel in a glass, and it seems like whatever the jewel was doing was reacting to the girl by the name of Lyria. So Gran finds Lyria. She basically says, I don't know who I am or where I'm from. My name's Lyria. I was trapped somewhere for a long time. There's some people after me and my friend Catalina. She was trying to protect me, so I gotta get away. So Gran was like, all right, I just met you, but I'm gonna help you get away anyway. And they end up meeting up with Catalina as well while taking out some knights. Because you know you always gotta have that. You got this evil empire that needs to get Lyria back, because there's no doubt that she is either an experiment that was either grown or they did some experimentation on her. And she's gonna be a very powerful weapon because they want her back for a reason, at this jewel that she has on her chest. And I'm pretty sure that's just going to open up the entire world of the possibilities that she can do with that power. Maybe even take over the world. You know somebody's laying in the background to get that taken care of. But this episode overall, I love the feel of it. It really did feel like the first stage of an RPG. Even down to the music, just when it was chill and we just had Gran talking to Lyria. It had like just a little slow down kind of jingle type of music that's going on. It's almost like you can just see the words scrolling across the screen, just like in the RPG while they were talking to each other. But when the battle scenes came to be, it had that slow build up from the slow to the hypeness at the very end. So Gran finds Lyria in the forest. They meet up with Catalina as well. They stop some goon guards who are actually trying to find the girl from harassing some villagers, only to run into the captain that is going after Lyria after all. And everything was going well at first. I mean, you had Catalina going in. Gran actually got some skill. It looked like the boy got some skill with them swords. So he was doing pretty good as well until that 5-headed Hydra dragon showed up. Fucking wrecked him. Wow, that wasn't good at all. But good thing Lyria was there to use her ability, or wherever it's going to be, to resurrect him back and bring him back to life almost, with this power that she has that's still unexplained. And with their powers combined, they were able to summon the baddest badass of the badassest dragons of all, Bahamut. I mean, anytime you hear Bahamut, whenever you hear that dragon's name in anything, it's always the top tier of dragons. And that's where our episode ended. So Granblue, once again, yeah, if you've seen these type of series before, especially if you've watched all the adaptations of like Zestiria, Chain Chronicle, and anything based off of an RPG video game, yeah, it's gonna be nothing you've never seen before, but it was still enjoyable. I still enjoyed it very well. And again, because I am not familiar with the source, I'm not sure how good they're doing with the adaptation. So let me know that. Let me know if they're doing a good job so far. But coming into it with fresh eyes, I think I'm definitely immersed by it. I really do like it, and I think this is the best way to do it, to have no knowledge at all. So I'm gonna go ahead and get it by here, so I gotta get to episode 2 because they just put 2 episodes out. So I'm definitely gonna watch it. I'm gonna give it a 3-episode test. So far it seems like I'm in for the ride, and I'll definitely know after episode 2. But for right now, it definitely brought the hype that I needed for the Saturday. So guys, let me know what you thought of this episode in the comments below. If you liked the video, go ahead and drop it a like. If you want to hear more, go ahead and hit that subscribe button, as there's no shortage of content for you to indulge on this channel. And as I always say, you guys can be anywhere on YouTube right now, but you chose to listen to me. I really appreciate that, so thanks for stopping by. On that note, it's your boy Scott signing out. See you soon.